Greetings and thank you for visiting AliciaNewton.com. This is an excerpt from a webinar I developed and facilitated for the Rock Your Vision Mastermind group called Learning to Encourage Yourself. Using affirmations from my book, Believe, Begin, Become, this webinar helps participants incorporate affirmations and connection to stay encouraged and focused. So I just, before we even go any further, I need you to tell yourself, I choose to encourage myself and not listen to the gremlin. But if I don't know what that gremlin is, I can't talk back to it. So that's why it's so important to go back and identify where you made up the story, where we made up the story. So, our belief systems. And I don't know if you even think, if you even like, when Egypt was sharing and she was talking about, I identified where my belief system changed. So when we begin a new way, a new chapter, a new practice, a new approach to becoming who we were born to be, we start with a new action. Right? And so that's what we're going to do. You could have been any place else, but you're here today. So let's take a look at our learning goals. The first thing we're going to do is recognize when you are in need of encouragement. We move through life sometimes so fast that we fail to recognize when to pause and remind ourselves of how amazing we are. There are times in our life when we need more encouragement. So today we're going to define encouragement and recognize when we are in need of encouragement. Then we are going to understand the energy of encouragement. What do you think what do you think I mean by that? We're going to understand the energy of encouragement. What energy do you think I'm talking about?
How you say it, the belief, the excitement, the passion.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, because encouragement, when we start talking about love, I'm loved, I'm lovable, I'm worthy right now, I have enough, I do enough. There's something about encouraging ourselves that raises our internal energy. And that's where things happen. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to discover the role of affirmations in inner leadership. When we're learning to affirm ourselves instead of beating up or doubting ourselves, that is a key component of what I call inner leadership. And that's a class in itself. So we're going to move on from those. But those are our 3 learning goals. We're good with that? Give me a thumbs up and we will proceed. All right. Thank you. So when I say encouragement, what is encouragement? I need someone to tell me, what is encouragement? You could type it in the chat or you can unmute your phone. What is encouragement?
Linda said positive reinforcement.
Good. Yep. Positive reinforcement. Yes. Anybody else? You hear the word encouragement? Hope. Yes. Thank you. Thumbs up. Thank you. Yes. So these are great. Authentic words to inspire action. Good stuff. Yeah. So I had to go to Webster, right? And this is the definition when you look up encouragement, and it has a lot of the components you all typed in: the action of giving someone support, confidence, or hope. Does anything strike you about the definition? The action of giving someone support, confidence, or hope. Then it says uplifting. It is. It's an act. It is. The thing that struck me about this is it talks about giving this to someone. How good are we at encouraging other people? Who do you encourage? How do you encourage them? You can unmute your phone. You can type it in chat. Tell me about a time when you encouraged someone. What did you say? What did you do?
Well, I think we encourage each other, or I think we encourage other people all the time. I think it's part of how we are wired. I wouldn't say naturally wired, because not, despite what most people think, not all women have that kind of natural gift. But I think we do in many of our roles, right? We're encouraging, whether we're project managers or we're managing our home or whatever. There's always someone else in the equation. Maybe for me, it's my children. You know, it's my husband, it's my staff and my team members.
Yes.
I'm always encouraging. It seemed like
You
every
are. I can attest to that. You are totally, I mean, like it flows so naturally from you to others. And you all written some amazing things in chat. Lisa says, I'm a serial encourager of others. I
love that. Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yeah, hugs, effective listening. Yes, we do this so well.
Yeah.
But how well do we do this for ourselves? Even the definition in Webster is talking about someone else, the action of giving someone support. And I want to just offer another definition, that we define encouragement as the action of giving yourself or someone support, confidence, or hope.
That's really good.
You know, I mean, being intentional. So what do you think about redefining encouragement to include you?
Alicia?
Yes.
Hi, this is Karen. Sorry.
Yeah, she is. I was wondering where you were.
I'm here. I've been here. I'd even like to offer to take it one step further and call it as you accomplish being more encouraging to yourself and others, then maybe the next level to this is something you could call encouragement plus. And what I mean by that is it's one thing to encourage others, but it's another thing to be part of their story. So encouragement, but how? Or how can you make a connection? Can you make a suggestion? Can you make a help? Can you purchase them your book to share their affirmations with them? Actually taking action other than just saying, hey, you know, sister, I'm here for you.
Yes.
Being part of the story, even if you take 30 seconds. So even an encouragement plus will be so endearing and empowering to others.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Karen. I hear you say it's action.
Action, yes.
Action. So yes. So we will move up to include, being very mindful to include ourselves and to have an action. So let's hear about the actions that you've taken yourself. You know, how do you, because life is joy, it's pain, it's laughter, it's frustration, it's abundance, it's loss, it's birth, it's death. You know, life will knock you out. When you're feeling defeated, afraid, hopeless, or bored, or stuck, what do you do? How do you encourage yourself now? What has worked for you? Yes.
So the only thing I'm thinking about is that, yes, we are born alone, but we don't live in a community of one, because that becomes self-defeating and it causes all sorts of other emotional issues. And so for me, encouragement, I think from what it means more when it's coming from someone else versus just internally, because you need a community. We talk about connection. We talk about being around a tribe. And so the encouragement comes in, and it's more important. It's not just validation. It's, as humans, we need that connection.
Sure.
We
That's
need
right.
that sphere. And so I applaud the thought of me encouraging myself. But when I talk to you, when I call you my little ball of sunshine, when I talk to you, it reaffirms that for me. And sometimes you're coming from a dark place, and that encouragement doesn't always ring true. And
Right.
so I guess again, it's that connectivity for me. It's being around other people.
Right.
It's talking to other. It's hearing your voice say something out loud, and sometimes
Yes.
you don't have a bounce back from something. It just kind of lessens it for me. So I guess
Yes.
for me, I just need other people. I
That's
like being around other people, and so that encouragement. And although the definition is external, I like
yeah.
that. I
No.
don't mind that.
Thank you so much for bringing that point out, because you are so right. If I had to tell you right now, how do I encourage myself? I encourage myself by being with my tribe. I
Mhm.
encourage myself through talking to you. I encourage myself through having, found somebody that you can tell anything to. All right?
Alicia, I
Yes.
love this. I love this this thread of conversation. And Linda, I really appreciate you sharing
Yes.
that your sense of encouragement comes from other people, and the fact that we do need community. What it brings up for me is that I also need it from others, but I didn't always know I needed it.
Mhm.
The fact that I built Rock Your Vision for that primary reason, right? Because I needed community. But there was a time in my life when I would not have asked for help, when I would not have asked for affirmation. I would have thought it's selfish,
Mm.
right? Like, oh, no, I'm good. No, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give that to so-and-so or whatever.
Right.
And so part of what I think the reason this is such a relevant topic is because so many of us are in that space. And what I would say is, explore kind of the possibility of what Linda is talking about, which is really embracing the fact that you do need community, you do need other people. Not that the only message of encouragement needs to come from you, but just recognizing that you need it
Right.
somewhere is a great
Right.
start. Thank you for sharing that. That was very powerful, Linda.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, this is Jackie Pitt, and I want to add to that one piece because
Hey, Jackie.
how are you? Sorry, guys. There was a little driving and upside down activity before. You wouldn't have wanted to see it. It was pretty ugly, but I've been listening, and it's been great. So I think for me, to add to that is, reaching out and finding community and just being able to find that support and encouragement you need is what humanity is. I mean, that's why we're on this earth, is to support and love each other. I think the other piece I'd like to add to that is that unless you love yourself and you believe yourself as worthy, you will not feel that you can reach out for encouragement and support
Great
from others.
point.
You have to always start with yourself and realize that you are worthy. You are on this earth for a reason, and you deserve to be loved, and you deserve it. And so when you start with that and that centering, and then asking for the support, because you deserve the support and you deserve the recognition or the affirmation. But if you don't believe you deserve it, then it won't happen. So I often say you have to know yourself first, those beliefs.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself next, and then you can reach out to others and love them and get love back. But if you don't love yourself, and it's so ridiculous and cliche, but I think it's the beautiful way of blending both of the concepts together. For me, it is.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That was me for so long, until I learned to love myself. I could not ask for help. I could not say connect. It said shrink. So that, I love that you made that point. And that's why we start with the beliefs, really taking the time to examine, where are my beliefs broken? Where do I need to rewrite the narrative?
Alicia, can I just ask everybody, just write down somewhere, what are my beliefs about my own worth? Just write it down somewhere. And when you have an opportunity after the call, I'd like for you to answer that question. And if you're comfortable, just kind of share, maybe you don't have to go into detail because that's a very deep question. But maybe just answer the question for yourself. And if you feel comfortable, share it in the private Facebook community. For those of you who are not a part of the private Facebook community, you will be invited to that. If you're an old timer and you're not a part of it, please let me know and I'll make sure that you get access to that. But just post that. What do you believe about your own worth when it comes to, yes, I am worthy of encouragement? Just jot that down, think about it, and then let us know how that goes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, one of the things that I know from my interactions with you all is that you all are very encouraging to me and to us in our Rock Your Vision community. You know, we support each other. In the other communities I'm in, we support each other. But I want you to try to get clear on where you need to target, because again, this is a new action that I'm asking you to take. And so take a few minutes and think about, where do you tend to need the most encouragement? What is your chief gremlin? So in the chat box, I want you to think
when
about,
or where?
huh?
You said when or where?
Where, in what area do you need the most encouragement? Is it in your financial? Is it in the intellectual, the social, your emotional, your spiritual? You know, for instance, let me give you an example. So emotional is an area that I tend to need more encouragement. So if my emotions are telling me I need to be afraid of something, I encourage myself with, I am safe and trusting. I encourage myself with coming back into this moment. Or if the issue is financial, I encourage myself by, reminding myself that money flows easily and abundantly, and come back to the moment. So for you, where do you tend to need the most encouragement?